Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Pac-Man for the Atari 2600. This game, I've heard of it, I've seen it, but I've never really played it until now. This is the infamous port of Pac-Man that is considered quite possibly the worst port of an arcade game ever made. The original arcade game came out in 1980, but the Atari 2600 version came out in 1982. It took them a while to bring the Smash arcade hit Pac-Man to the 2600. And when it finally happened, despite the 1981 copyright thing there at the bottom, it wasn't like the original arcade game at all. Nevertheless, I will try to play it. And I will be playing this in multiple parts because there are actually 8 game modes, which all have a 1-player mode and 2-player mode for each one. Right now, I am on 1-player game mode 1, which is the default one. And in game 1, ghosts move at jogging speed, and you also have a slow-moving Pac-Man. Thankfully, the ghosts don't go all that fast. And now that I've stalled for enough time, it's time to play Pac-Man for Atari 2600. And wow. Wow, I died. That's amazing. I thought I'd be able to get past them. Wow. This is completely unimpressive. They tried to make this work. They, meaning Todd Fry, the programmer for this game. I'm assuming that I pronounced his name right. And I tried to move away from the ghost, and I couldn't make it work. I just could not do it for some reason. And now I have 1 life. So, the little yellow thing moving around, moving towards all the lines and eating them, that's obviously Pac-Man. Obviously you know what the ghosts look like. They're the things that don't look like the yellow moving thing, eating the lines. And the squares are the power pills. When you grab one, all the ghosts turn blue, then they become pink for a brief moment before they turn back to their normal colors. Once they're pink, you have a very, very short window left to eat the ghosts in. And I can't believe I managed to get past all those ghosts. And by eating all of the dots, which are lines in this case, wow! Thought I would be able to get away scot-free there. Once you eat all the lines, it will be generous for me to call them dots in this case. You go on to another maze, where the ghosts start moving a little bit faster, and I want to believe a little bit smarter, too. That's what I want to believe. And, of course, just like in the arcade game, the more ghosts you eat, the more points you get from each one. And I can't believe I'm eating all of these ghosts. I should not be getting away with this, but I am. And if you're wondering why I suddenly have 1 life, or actually 2 lives, at the beginning of this maze, at the beginning of this level, that's because when you complete a level, you get an extra life as a reward. So if you know what you're doing, you can keep your life count high and be able to save yourself in case that happens. And now we are on the third maze of the game. This is still fun, this is still playable, but it's not the arcade game. And I can't believe I got away with that. Also, that yellow square there that I was trying to get to, that is basically the fruit. And if you eat that, you get 100 points. And I've been playing for almost 6 minutes. I'm going to try this again. Let's see if we can get a little farther this time. So as you can see, the maze, the ghosts, the graphics, the sound, nothing like the arcade game at all. And not really. I need to be very careful what I do and just pay attention to ghosts move around. Everything that you see here, nothing like the arcade game at all. And the guy who programmed it, I believe his name is Todd Fry. He tried the best he could, according to interviews that have been made with him regarding this game. And as I go through this game, I will talk about the story of how it was made. And come on, I'm touching the power pill game. I'm touching the power pill. Why are you telling me that I did not touch the power pill? Anyway, I will be talking about the story of this game as I go through all the game modes and get to the second maze of Game 1. Go us. And I want to eat him, and I can't seem to do it. There we go. So as I was saying earlier, everything that you see here, the maze, the ghosts, the sounds, the graphics, nothing like the game at all. Well, it is the game, but it's nothing like the arcade game at all. Just because of the limitations of the Atari 2600 and the design choices that were made for this port of the game. And managed to get me. I thought I would be able to get away with that. I could not. Fun. I was able to get away with doing that. Now let's see if I can eat this. Nope, still can't. For some reason the ghosts seem to be pretty smart. And I can't get to that. Might as well try it again. Yeah, the designer's name is Todd Fry. I actually do have the manual for this game as well as the Wikipedia article about Pac-Man for the Atari 2600 on my laptop as we speak, and that is terrible. I am resetting just so we don't have to deal with that ever again, and I still have all my... We're resetting that too. I am never going that way at the beginning of a game of Atari 2600 Pac-Man ever again. But at least I can get a whole ton of points doing things in this way. And they are really dividing and conquering. I lasted longer. I'm not going to reset that time. So where to begin with things that people don't like about this game? Well, we can start with the graphics, obviously. You have flickering ghosts. Pac-Man looks like an actual face, as opposed to 3/4 of a pizza. I assume it's... No, it is 3/4 of a pizza. The maze looks nothing like what it did in the arcade game, which really made people upset. As a matter of fact, there's only one shortcut in the maze, and I like to show it off. It's right here at the center. One at the bottom, one at the top. And I ran right into that ghost. Why? The maze looks really weird and really symmetrical compared to what the arcade game itself had. The bonus fruits look nothing like bonus fruits. You just have a yellow square with a brown outline. It's the dots look like lines. I say as I keep eating them all. And that's all that can really be said about anything regarding this game, as far as the graphics go. Controls feel okay, though it is kind of hard to get a grip on Pac-Man at times. Also, it may look like you're eating a dot when you didn't, which can be kind of a pain in the butt. And he managed to not run into me. And I believe I'm on the third maze now, and I have 3 lives again. Excellent. And the ghosts are getting even faster. Not that I'm complaining. What else is there that people don't like, as far as the sound and music is concerned? Well, if you've been listening for long enough, you can obviously tell this sounds nothing like the arcade version at all. Though, again, they tried their best, they being Todd Fry, with what they had. I mean, you just have these weird little knocking sounds for the eating of the dots. You don't have the waka 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 sound. Everything sounds very Atari-ish compared to the arcade game. Yeah, it sounds nothing like the arcade game at all. Compared to the arcade game, this doesn't even sound nearly as appealing. And I have over 3,000 points. The controls. I can't really complain about the controls that much, though there were times where I thought I'd be able to get away from a ghost when I couldn't. There is that, unfortunately. Sometimes our good friend Pac-Man can feel a little slippery when you're doubling back all over the place because you're trying to avoid ghosts. But other than that, it feels okay to me. It doesn't feel super unresponsive or anything. It feels the way that it feels. I don't hate the way that it feels. I can't believe it took me that long to realize that, hey, I can eat the ghost. I panicked there. That's why I died. And this, whenever I die and then come back, it sounds like all the game sounds look like they came out of a phone. Not a cell phone or anything like that. I'm talking about like an old landline phone that had buttons. And maybe even a real bell that rang. And not like a beep that acted like a bell. I mean, it sounds like an 80s computer rather than an arcade game. I'm not quite sure how to formulate this thought. I know I'm trying as best as I can, but the way this game sounds is really weird and alien to me. And all of the dots are there now. And I should not go for the corner. I really shouldn't go for the corner. I shouldn't have went there either. That was terrible. And finally, the replay value. Well, that depends on whether you were able to get to an arcade. If you weren't able to get to an arcade easily and you had to play it at home, and you only had an Atari 2600, get used to playing this. Otherwise, you'd be more likely play the arcade game rather than this. This game is what it is. It's not abysmally horrible, but it's not the arcade game. It's not the arcade game at all. I mean, you just have this one screen. You have this one shortcut from the bottom of the screen to the top and vice versa. The maze looks nothing like it does in the arcade game. The ghosts flicker. The dots are lines. The hitbox on the lines can be kind of suspect. You may think you've eaten a dot when you didn't. The power pills look like squares. It's just not the arcade game. And because there are 8 different game modes, I'm going to have to play this game for multiple videos. Which may be something that I may regret. We shall see. But that was game mode 1. And I want to play the other 7. Join me next time where we start playing the other game modes. Starting with game mode 2. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!